Y'all know what it is. It's the morning after. We do this every week. Recapping another L. Feels like year one again. This is what it feels like. But for the uninitiated, we talk offense, we talk defense, 11 points on both sides. Sometimes we go more than that. Whatever. Nobody cares. We're just going to talk ball. So sit back, grab your favorite snack, listen to me lose my mind. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over at BetUS. Check them out. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. Okay. I want to open with this. I appreciate all of you. You pull up on a regular basis, watch my videos, show me some love. So I thank you all for the love and the support. And I want to continue to remind you all, this channel here is a democracy. It's not a dictatorship. Not everything I say is law. Not everything I say is right. Not everything I say is wrong either. It's just my perspective. And I implore you to jump in those comments and let me know what you think. I read through the comments. I just don't have time to respond to all of them. Because of the growth of the channel, I get so many comments. I'm just not able to get to every single one of them in a timely manner. And I'm usually on to the next research for the next video. And yeah, but I appreciate it. And I read all of them. You're going to disagree with me. This is a place for disagreement. I can totally agree. That's the one thing we can agree on, is that we're going to disagree on a lot of stuff. And that's okay. I just appreciate that you all do it in a very respectful way. And I'll do it in a respectful way back. There's going to be trolls in there. Do not feed them. Let the trolls be trolls. Let them enjoy themselves. Because when you ignore trolls, it hurts their heart more than anything. Shout out to the user on the expert that holds me in higher regard than I hold myself. I'm kiddingly joking and at the same time being serious. Because I had one person say, hey man, I'm ready to see this recap. Ready to hear all of the language. Go ahead and cuss. It's okay. I have a potty mouth. I curse quite often. If you know me, you know me. I just don't hear on the videos for a couple of reasons. One, I know I have some viewers that watch this with their kids and they don't want to subject their children to that. I totally understand because I don't really curse in front of my kids like that. That's the one thing when I curse, my kids know I'm upset. But I don't really curse that much around them, in front of them, or at them. So I keep that down. And I don't curse much on here either for that particular reason, because I understand. I'll go ahead and warn you now. Viewer discretion is advised. This one may have a few slip-ups, just as an FYI. So we're going to agree and disagree a lot in this one. It's probably going to be one of our longer videos. I'll put a marker in there for offense and defense so you guys can jump to what spot you want to later on if you decide to watch one portion and watch the rest later. I'll have that prepared for you. So let's jump into this recap. Before we do that, word from the sponsor. Shout out to BetUS for powering this video. They are hooking you up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 by using the promo code YouTube150. You can see, search Oklahoma City, starting to see some NBA action. We're getting that now. We're in NBA, but football is still there. We still got college football games. We still got NFL games. You can get in here and they give you bets for all of them. And they're going to take care of you when you join up on the site. First-time users, you get 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. And on your second and third deposit, you get 125% bonus. So they're making sure you get the opportunity to really get in the game. And they also have gambler's insurance. They're going to give you 10% back on your net losses twice a year. Nobody else in the industry is doing that. One of the fastest payouts out there. And they're going to make it easy for you to be able to play. So if you want to toss a couple dimes on your squad, or if you want to bet against your team on the spread, which most likely is your best bet as of right now, check them out. BetUS, 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. Use our promo code YouTube150. BetUS, where the game begins. So 11 points, offense, defense. I want to start off with talking about the play calling and the coaching. And it's just something that I want y'all to know up front in the beginning. I 100% believe in Brent Venables. I am still 110% 10 toes down with BV, just like some of the defensive players have been tweeting out, mainly because he is not the problem. There was a lot of things that went behind this offensive coordinator hire. I'm just going to say that. That's all I'm going to tell you. But do know this. I expect, not that I know, but I expect a lot of changes on offense. It's time to get cold-blooded. It's time to be cutthroat like everybody else in this league. And being as nice of a human being as Brent Venables is, he's going to have to make some changes. And I expect it. It sounds like there's enough pressure coming down to make something happen. And so I'm sensing, just by everybody's aura around this, everything I've seen, there's a very good chance that we're going to see change. Just don't get excited and think you're going to get anything as immediate as you want. Possibly there will be. I could record this video, drop it, and we have and our staff has been fired. But know this, BV's getting his 5 years, and I'm 100% behind him because I saw the improvement where I needed to see the improvement most. There was a struggle on defense for the first couple of years. First 3 years for the most part. 2 years. He fired the defense. He encouraged the defense coordinator not to come back. Defense coordinator is now down at UCF, and our defense has improved. He brought in a young, innovative coach. Sure, he's a clone of himself, but he brought in a new coach, and it's working. Defense looks better. We'll talk defense last. But I wanted to tell you that. I'm down with BV. I understand if you don't feel like he's him. Cool. You can say that. You won't sway me. There's no way of swaying me in this. I won't be swayed until he's actually fired. And he's going to get his 5 years. He's going to get the 5. But the offensive coaches is the problem. I ain't going to say the play call was the problem. Because in some instances, we saw a lot of success. And we just regressed as the possession went down. That's where you start to see your struggle in play calling. And at the same time, as some of the players would say, Troy Evers said in his interview, it ain't just play calling. It's execution on our side. Some players aren't executing. Now you may be saying, Jay, why don't we just play players going to execute? Who? Who we going to play is going to execute? Yeah, remember, our biggest problem coming into this year was that we were very young across the board on the offensive side of the ball in the most critical positions. Quarterback and offensive line. Young. Replacements. Redshirt freshmen. Guys coming off serious injuries. That's what we were dealing with. And that's why they hit the portal as heavy as they possibly could and couldn't get healthy guys or guys that, could make it happen. Crapshoot. We got the recruits now. A lot of the recruits that were here before, a lot of people, remember, you had like 5 dudes hit the portal. 5 backups that we just went ahead and left. And we brought in a big offensive line class, and that class is going to start playing. But they not at the size and speed that they need to be to do that. Would I like them to play? Sure. What's going to happen? Y'all going to complain? Because that's one thing I get. When dudes are young, you're going to get mistakes. Get used to it. Remember that video I put out about Michael Hawkins? And y'all be prepared and be, merciful and gracious to him? Got to do it. But if there's anything that I have issue with on this offensive line, I need somebody to fucking hit somebody. Nut up, grab the dude, toss his ass. We need to do that. We're not doing that. We're not doing enough of it. Some plays I watch just get pancakes. I'm like, yeah. Next play, I'm like, he just got ran over. What the fuck was that? That's what we're getting. We got to fix a lot of that. We do. That's the stuff that needs to be fixed. We need to just get out there and muscle. Now, granted, we did that against arguably one of the best defensive lines in college football. I don't care what nobody say. Was it Kyle Kennard and Dylan Stewart? Kyle Kennard, as Gabe Eichert said, is going to get drafted in the first round. Dylan Stewart will probably be the next Jadeveon Clowney. Y'all remember him from South Carolina? Ended up being the number 1 pick in the draft. Did a lot of damage in the NFL. Dylan Stewart's the next him. He's probably going to end up number 1 in a weak quarterback draft. Because the quarterback is always first in priority. That's how good they are. Gabe Eichert said this. Do not block them with a running back or a tight end and think it's going to work. Did nobody watch the film on this man? Did no one listen to Gabe Eichert? I know Gabe's got a window to these coaches. I'm surprised they didn't listen to him because he said it. Don't do it, especially with these tight ends and these running backs. We'll get to them in a second. But offensively, we did not look good at all. Quarterback, shout out to Jackson Arnold. He burned his red shirt for the people. Let me give y'all some stats real quick. 19-15. That, my friends, is the first down marker. We got 19. They got 15. 6 for 18 and 6 for 19. Third down conversions. We were 19. They were 18. Y'all. That's not bad. Finished game 291 yards. Guess what? We threw for 225. Shout out Jackson Arnold. 225 yards passing in this game. 225 yards passing in this game. We threw for 225 yards in a game. Congratulations. I think it's the first time we've done it since the beginning of the season. Threw for 200 yards. Actually, I think it's the first game we've got 200 yards passing in. Congratulations. Yeah. First game this season. Because Jackson finished with 141, 174, 169, and now 225. 225 yards passing in this game. We actually passed the ball pretty decently at the end. Ran the ball for 53 yards. But that's including quarterback sacks, which, yeah, you know. Jackson Arnold, 17 carries, negative 29 yards. Michael Hawkins, 1 carry, negative 15 yards. South Carolina punted the ball. So we punted the ball, keep it on offense. We punted the ball 4 times. Sorry, we punted the ball 5 times. We gave the ball back 4 times on downs, and we gave the ball on turnovers 4 times. So 4 turnovers. That sounds really bad. That's actually really, really bad. We had 8 rushing first downs, 9 passing first downs. And then 2 of them on penalty. We gained 131 yards rushing, and we lost 78, and that's from all those sacks. And bad runs. We were also sacked 9 times by 9 different dudes. How the fuck does that happen? 9 different dudes? Not only was us being sacked 9 times a record at Owen Field, but they did it with 9 different dudes. 9 different dudes. How do you allow that to happen? Right? 9. Like, it's literally, I'm looking at this sheet, there's 9 different dudes that got a sack, that recorded a sack in this game. That's bananas. Quarterback plays got to be better. I mean, we say this every week, right? But shout out Jackson Arnold for burning his red shirt. He stuck around. Running game. Y'all wanted more Taylor Tatum, and I 100% agree. The dude's very dynamic. He actually the one that cuts. Javante Barnes is more of a bowling ball type runner. He doesn't really get too many cuts. You would think he'd have more cutting ability and run up straight up the field. He doesn't. Thought he did, he don't. But he catches those tosses, he hit that outside zone, he be gone. But he does not break tackles. Neither does Gavin Sawchuk. And unfortunately, I guess Gavin Sawchuk's hurt because he didn't play this game. Taylor Tatum goes out there. The biggest problem you have with Taylor Tatum playing at running back is one thing. That when Taylor Tatum's in the game, you know you have to run the ball. Because my mans cannot block yet. He doesn't position himself in the right way of blocking. He just doesn't do it yet. Will he one day? Absolutely. Right now, no. He's a freshman. And when you have a whole bunch of young dudes trying to figure out everything at the same time, that is where you have a recipe for disaster. 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 So Jackson Arnold and Michael Hawkins is trying to just, make something happen out of nothing. The offensive line has been atrocious so far, but on the passing blocking, they've actually not been very bad. But one big problem you have is your tackles are getting abused by all of these really, really good edges. That's where your problem lies. If we talk running backs, put Caleb Hicks in more. Caleb Hicks had 18 snaps in this game. I want him to get more snaps. He can pass block. He's the only one that has shown us that he can block in the pass game. Put Caleb Hicks in more. Let him run, let him block. I didn't realize that he actually was still on the team, to be honest. Kind of funny. I mean, that's a joke, but at the same time, it's serious because I didn't realize it. Block with him. Give me that. And I think we'll be fine. But overall, playing a lot of young players, this is what you're going to get. This shit was terrible. 2-pack of ass stinks. Hate bagging on the guys, but look, at this point, refresh. I expect the portal to be busy, and I expect to be busy because we're going to have to send dudes out. Time to get cutthroat, man. Sorry, BV. You're going to have to get off of your high horse of being a good guy to everybody else in this league and start snatching people. Just be disrespectful like everybody else. I'm still pissed off that when he first came, he had the opportunity to bring a lot of players with him, and he didn't take them. We would be a lot further ahead if we would have just went ahead and did that, but we didn't. Why? He doesn't want to look like everybody else. He wants to have that integrity, and I get it. This game doesn't like people with integrity. They always get chewed up and spit out. But morally, he's going to maintain that. I'm not mad at him. This is how I looked the entire game. Live, laugh, love. I was just like, one face. Skeletor. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. I know y'all going to go in on the offense, so that's why I start off with that, so y'all can just, lose your mind on that portion of it. Let's talk about this defense. Shout out to BetUS. Thanks for powering this video. They're hooking up the game 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. Use our promo code YouTube150. Defense. So South Carolina scored off turnovers in this game. They said 17 points, and I believe there was more than that. I think it was 24. Because in the possession game, we gave them the ball and they basically scored right afterwards. They scored off the first interception. They returned an interception and they returned a fumble. When we kicked the ball off or on downs, we gave up a touchdown and a field goal. So, interceptions returned. The first interception of the game. Back-to-back turnovers. That's 21 points right there. You fumble the ball again. You give up another field goal. It's 24 points. 24 points off turnovers. They got 35. So 11 points because they got a touchdown and a field goal from downs as well as the kickoff. They actually drove the field one time for a touchdown in this game. One time. Got 2-point conversions. That's why it's 8 points. Shout out to the defense. Defense efficiency-wise, we'll probably still be ranked in the top 15 easily. I'm going to go check that later today when I think everything updates. Defense did their job. Listen to these numbers. And I think this is where I want to cry. Hear this. 256 total yards, 291 total yards, 180 passing yards, 76 rushing yards, 238 passing yards, 53 rushing yards. Net. 1.9 yards per rush, 6.9 yards per pass. 0 turnovers. That was South Carolina with the lower numbers. They had 76 yards rushing at 1.9 yards per carry. They had 180 passing yards in this game. Mainly because they had a whole bunch of short fields because we were giving the ball up and our defense was forcing them to punt the ball. They punted the ball 8 times in this game. And it's not because of lack of effort. They were going to run the score up if they could. We saw a lot of passes happen in this game. They were trying to pass the ball. They didn't stop because they had a nice lead. They didn't stop because they had a nice cushion. How many sacks did we have in this game, y'all? We had 6 of them. 6 of them. Grayson Halton, 1.5. PJ had his full 1. Shout out to PJ. Jay Jackson had a sack. Robert Spears Jennings and Trace Ford, half a sack. R. Mason Thomas with a half a sack to share with Grayson Halton. We had 11 tackles for a loss. The BV stat. Rocket Sanders couldn't even get going. Let's put it this way. He had 15 carries, 33 yards in this game. They ran the ball 39 times and finished with 76 yards. And if you take away Davis Bevel's 1 run for -13, which we was in his behind, Davis Bevel came in and closed the game out, guys. Just FYI. That's 89 yards of rushing. 89. Lenore Sellers, 13 carries, 28 yards. He was getting worked. 89 yards of rushing total. We held them under 100. They wanted those yards. Don't think that they were out there just, we're lollygagging around. No. He knew to put that foot on the gas and keep it going. But the problem was the defense wouldn't let him. Shout out to the defense for actually doing that. That defense was on one. They were cracking heads. It wasn't perfect because you can't have a perfect game, but it was a great game by them. But it's really hard to be good on defense when you're down 21-0. And the defense was only on the field for one of those touchdowns. One. The defense was there for one of those plays. The first one. The first interception, because the first pass we threw, we immediately went on defense. I said we would lean on the defense, but I didn't think we'd lean this much. Like, we literally just, only thing we do is we play defense. Right now, we're playing like Iowa football. We literally want to punt the ball on first down just so that we can play defense and hope the defense can create a score. We turned the ball over 4 times. We forced 0 turnovers in this game. South Carolina was careful with the ball. They were very careful because they knew if we screw up, we're probably going to give up the ball. They knew. We fumbled the ball 6 times in this game. They fumbled the ball 0 times. They just held onto the ball and was careful. Lenore Sellers did not eat us alive like I thought he was going to be able to. He broke some plays, got a 25-yard run. He did some things. Rocket Sanders' longest rush in this game was 7 yards. How did we fucking waste this great performance? We did. Because that's what we do best, ladies and gentlemen. We do that. That's what we do. That's what we do, folks. We waste great performances. So the side of the ball that BV was employed to fix because it was becoming a just roundabout, over and over, just, offense do something, defense just gives it right back. Now it's the defense does something and the offense gives it right back. So now his next hire is going to be the determining factor of him. Shout out to Danny Stutzman, who was everywhere. 16 tackles total, 5 solos. He was in every play. 1.5 tackles for the loss. Kip Lewis was all over the place. I thought he got hurt in one play because he got up, was limping. I was like, Argh! Can't have anything nice, but luckily he went back into the game. 8 tackles, 2 solos. Robert Spears-Jennings was all over the place. He wasn't in his great game, but he was all over the place. Jaden Jackson was creating problems. Peyton Bowen, I think he got hurt. He had to have gotten hurt. I think he did get hurt. He lost his shoe, I know. And he didn't look very good. Dominic was disruptive. We did everything we were supposed to do. We were stopping plays. We were pushing stuff back. Shout out to Grayson Halton. I'm another sack and a half. Next year, he's going to be probably one of the premier defensive tackles on this team. Yeah. Stoney got out there, and man, that hit he put on Sellers and he flew over his head. Shout out to him because Grayson finished it. There was nothing but hustle on the offensive side of the ball. And that's the thing I appreciate, defensive side of the ball. That's what I appreciate the most. Defense kept hustling. They didn't stop. We getting our ass kicked, and they kept playing. I have appreciation for them on that. Some players need to step up, though. We need more from all of the guys that we expect to step up. We need to get more of that going. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me get your thoughts. I want to hear from you all. How do y'all feel about... I know y'all upset about this performance. I know you are, because I am too. So I'm not even going to question y'all on that. Just let me know your thoughts. If you made it this far, you have to comment, hit the like button, you to the channel, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you all. On here. Shout out to BetUS. They hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000. Use the promo code YouTube150. They powered this video. And I'm not going to quit on you all. I'm here. I'm going to be here through the pain. I was here when we first started with the pain. Yeah, I've been riding with me this entire BV era, and I'm not going anywhere. I don't think BV is either. I think he's going to figure it out. Now he needs to start firing people. So we'll see if after this video is done, someone gets fired. We will chop it up with every single one of y'all in a bit. Live tonight.